What's up, everyone? We're going to be going to the best NBA player props on Prizepicks today. Now, I did want to show you the results from yesterday's picks from my exclusive Discord group, and as you guys see, we actually got 19 picks correct, which was absolutely insane. Now, a lot of you comment wanting to see how many I got wrong, and I thought I'd show you in today's video. We only got one pick wrong and got 19 right, which is a 95% win rate. Yes, guys, you heard that right. 95% win rate. So we're on a huge hot streak, but if you want to get a 95% win rate and get 19 picks right like me, win more bets and receive the best picks from some of the best bettors in the world for less than a cup of coffee, you can access the exclusive Discord and meet some of the best sport bettors in the game by joining my Patreon. Should be a link down below in the description. Once you join, you'll have complete access to the Discord and can start winning more bets today. So make sure to join my Patreon using the link in the description. And here's one of our members who just signed up and won himself $500 just yesterday. Another member who won $197 for the 4th day in a row since joining my Discord. So guys, if you want to win big money like our members, the link will be in the description. So go join the Patreon to have access to the Discord group, and I will be continuing to upload every single day on this channel the best bets and props, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my daily uploads. All right, so let's get straight into the first pick. And when it comes to these picks, I'm not saying to chuck all of them into a parlay and hope for the best. Pick and choose the ones that you like and the ones that work best for you. So the first pick we're going to be talking about is Giannis Antetokounmpo for 7 assists, and this one is for less. Now look at Giannis Antetokounmpo. We've actually seen him going the under in 5 out of the last 5 games, with 2 of them being a push. And when it comes to the Milwaukee Bucks, they do actually face off against none other than the Charlotte Hornets. Now we look at the Charlotte Hornets. You know, we all know Lamelo Ball has been balling out, but when it comes to Charlotte Hornets, they do rank 16th in assists allowed, so a little bit midway, you know, when it comes to them or their ranking throughout all 30 teams. But a big reason why we do very much like the under for this situation here is due to the fact that when it comes to Charlotte, they do a very good job at restricting assists to the forward position. And that's what Giannis also is. Now, when it comes to Giannis Antetokounmpo, he doesn't have that very much of a consistent usage rate in this department. It is very, you know, unpredictable to see that. And we think on a normal sort of occasion, we tend to see him actually more likely go on the under in this situation. And that's a big reason why we are sticking to the under here. He's gone on the under in 5 out of the last 5 games. His average over the last 5 is also 4.6. So all signs really do point towards the under for this one. And that's why this one's kind of a no-brainer, and we are just sticking to it there. So because of those reasons, this one's just a no-brainer to us. Giannis Antetokounmpo for 7 assists for less, I think, is a great pick. Now, getting to the next one, we're going to be talking about Jaylen Brown. So Jaylen Brown, as we all know, great player from the Boston Celtics. And when it comes to the Boston Celtics, they've also been having themselves a really good season. But this one is for Jaylen Brown, points, rebounds, and assists for 34.5, and this one is for less. Now look at Jaylen Brown. We've actually seen him going the under in 1 out of the last 5 games, and they do face off against none other than the Toronto Raptors. Now we look at the Raptors, we see that they rank 28th when it comes to points allowed. On top of that, when we look at assists allowed, we actually see that they do rank 18th, but then they also do rank 8th when it comes to rebounds allowed. So a little bit of a mixture there. They rank low in points, a little bit mid-tier in assists, and then higher in rebounds, which is interesting to see. But when it comes to Toronto Raptors, they do a very good job at restricting points, rebounds, and assists to the small forward position, which is what Jaylen Brown usually does play. When it comes to Toronto Raptors as well, not only do they do a great job at restricting PRA or points, rebounds, and assists to the small forward position, but they do a great job at slowing the pace down even further. When it comes to actually Boston Celtics, they are a slow paced team as well. Toronto tend to slower teams down as well, and just slow the pace of a lot of teams out there, and we definitely see that being the case for someone like Boston Celtics. So Boston's already a slow team, you know, Toronto could even slow them down even more. Toronto, you know, is more of that slow paced defensive sort of lineup, so that's a big reason why we do very much like the under for this situation here. When we look at Jaylen Brown, his average over the last 5 is 36.4. It is above the line, but like we always say, matchups, that's what's most important, and we think with a matchup like this, we should see Jaylen Brown go on the under here. Now, when we look at what the bookies are saying, the bookies also have him favored for the under as well, so that works in our favor. So because of those reasons, we are sticking to the under here. So Jaylen Brown, 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists for less, I think is a fantastic pick. Now, getting into the next one, we're going to be talking about another fantastic player, and that is Taurean Prince. So, we all know Taurean Prince hasn't had himself a pretty decent season with the Milwaukee Bucks. So, this one's an interesting one, but this one's points, rebounds, and assists for 18.5, and this one is for less. Now, we just mentioned Charlotte just earlier ago, but just to reiterate with everything, Charlotte Hornets, when it comes to ranking in points allowed, they do rank 15th. On top of that, when we look at actually assists allowed, we see that the Charlotte Hornets do rank 16th, and then rebounds allowed, Charlotte Hornets do rank 6th. So a little bit of an interesting one there. We see a lot of value in this actual game, quite a lot. We think it's a really, really good matchup for a lot of different picks. Now, when it comes to this one, a big reason why we do like the under is that Charlotte Hornets do rank higher in certain categories. They don't really rank too low. They rank in that mid tier, and rebounds they rank higher. But like I mentioned before, when it comes to, Giannis Antetokounmpo, we did say for him to go on the under due to the fact that Charlotte's do a great job against forwards. Taurean Prince, he's a forward as well, so we definitely see Taurean Prince going on the under here, as Charlotte Hornets all around do a great job at restricting forwards from points, assists, and also rebounds. So that is a big reason why we do like the under for this situation here. When it comes to Taurean Prince, he does play at forward position, but on top of anything else, he also doesn't have the highest usage rate for this team. So Taurean Prince is a forward, so that's a big reason why we do like the under for this one. But on top of that, his average over the last 5 is also 17.6. It is under this line. He's gone on the under 3 out of the last 5 games, so all signs really do point towards the under for us for this one. So that's a big reason why we are sticking to the under for this situation here. When we look at what the bookies are saying, the bookies also have him favored for the under as well, so that does work out in our favor. So with all signs pointing towards the under, we are sticking to it for this one. So Taurean Prince, 18.5 points, rebounds, and assists for less, I think is an absolute steal. So as you all know, I do want to get these picks out to you as soon as possible, but Prizepicks is delayed with some of their lines. So here are a couple of players you should definitely watch out for when their lines drop. So first player we're going to be talking about is none other than Lamelo Ball. Now Lamelo Ball has been absolutely balling out, no pun intended, and he's been averaging 29.9 points, 5 rebounds, 6.3 assists, and also shooting 44.7% from the field. Now when it comes to the Charlotte Hornets, they do have themselves a very interesting matchup against the Milwaukee Bucks. The Charlotte Hornets are 4-7, the Milwaukee Bucks are 4-8, so we are expecting a pretty interesting game here. Now, the Milwaukee Bucks do rank 17th when it comes to points allowed. They also rank 18th when it comes to assists allowed, and then 25th in rebounds allowed. Now, this Milwaukee Bucks team haven't been the best, and we think it will continue on. We haven't really seen them been able to actually change this season around. They're not really looking too good, so maybe when it comes to this game, although we are expecting, a big game or a big amount of volume, we definitely could see Lamelo Ball have himself a fantastic game. That's why we do like the over for these situations here. Like I mentioned, Milwaukee Bucks maybe on paper with Damian Lillard and Giannis may look like a good team, but they allow a lot of points, they allow a lot of rebounds, and they allow a lot of assists. And someone like Lamelo Ball, who not just has a very high usage rate in all 3 departments, but has definitely been playing very consistent and been able to, really score, really rebound, and assist at such a high level, we definitely see him being able to go over on his lines. Like I mentioned, he has had a very big hot streak as of lately. He's been absolutely shooting lights out as well, and we also see the volume that he's shooting at has also been quite a lot when it comes to this season. So not only is he shooting well percentage wise, but when it comes to the volume that he's shooting at as well, it's a very high volume. Lamelo has such a high usage rate for this team, and this one's just kind of a no-brainer. We definitely see him going on the over here. So I definitely would keep an eye out for someone like Lamelo. He's definitely been playing great, but on top of that, we are expecting a pretty fast-paced game out of these 2 teams. Milwaukee Bucks are a fast-paced team, and Hornets are one of the fastest-paced teams out there. So it's definitely going to be a lot of volume in this game, which definitely should lead to Lamelo Ball having himself a lights-out performance. So definitely keep an eye out for Lamelo Ball. I see a lot of value there to go on the over, but like I always mentioned, keep an eye out for the line first. If the line is under his averages, then definitely look to go on the over. Now getting to the next player, we're going to be talking about Chris Paul. So Chris Paul, as we all know, fantastic player from the San Antonio Spurs, and he's been averaging 10.3 points, 3.8 rebounds, and 8.6 assists, while also shooting 46% from the field. So he's done a great job, and Chris Paul does play for his new team, the San Antonio Spurs, and the Spurs do actually face off against none other than the Dallas Mavericks. Now, when we look at the Dallas Mavericks, as we all know, The Dallas Mavericks have also had a pretty lackluster start, but when it comes to them, when it comes to points allowed, they do actually rank 12th, which is interesting to see. On top of that, when it comes to assists allowed, the Dallas Mavericks do rank 24th, and then rebounds allowed, the Dallas Mavericks also, don't really rank too well, but they rank 27th. So when it comes to Chris Paul, we definitely see him going on the over in this situation here. Although Chris Paul doesn't have the highest usage rate, in something like rebounds or anything like that, or maybe even points, I definitely do still like the over for someone like Chris Paul due to the fact that he still has a great usage rate out there. Now, I would definitely focus a lot more on assists due to the fact that that's what Chris Paul does the best out of all of his stats. He's averaging 8.6 assists and is actually ranked 5th throughout the whole NBA. So, he definitely has a high usage rate in that department. I would definitely focus on that. I still see a lot of value going on the over in points and rebounds. There's still a lot of possibility there. But when it comes to Chris Paul himself, I think assists is definitely where you want to focus on, especially with his style of play. So definitely keep an eye out for that. When it comes to his matchup against the Dallas Mavericks, we are expecting a good amount of pace. It may not be the fastest pace game, but it also isn't a slow pace game where we should see less volume. We think Chris Paul is going to have a good amount of volume out there for that reason that, these two teams have great pace or a decent amount of pace to be able to do well. So this one's kind of a no-brainer to us. We do like the over for it. Dallas Mavericks also do a very poor job at actually restricting points, rebs, and assists as well to the point guard position. So I think Chris Paul should be able to take advantage of this, no doubt about it. So keep an eye out for Chris Paul's line. I would focus a lot more on assists, but, either one works for us. So Chris Paul, keep an eye out for his line. If it is under his averages, then definitely look to go on the over. Getting to the next player, we're going to be talking about Collin Sexton. So Collin Sexton from the Utah Jazz has been averaging 15.7 points, 2.9 rebounds, and 3.1 assists, while also shooting 45.6% from the field. So he's done a great job for none other than the Utah Jazz, and the Utah Jazz do face off against none other than the Sacramento Kings. So Sacramento Kings are definitely a decent team. They have a record of 7-5. Utah Jazz haven't really had the greatest season. Their current record is 3-8. And when it comes to Collin Sexton, he is a fantastic player, but when it comes to the Kings, we also do see that their defensive rankings, we see that the Sacramento Kings do rank 14th. On top of that, when it comes to actually assists allowed, we see that the Sacramento Kings do also rank pretty well around that mid-tier category, as they do actually rank 14th as well in assists, and then rebounds allowed, Sacramento Kings do rank 12th. So they are in the upper half when it comes to, restricting points, rebs, and assists, but a big reason why we do like the under for this situation, however, is that when it comes to Collin Sexton, he is a point guard, and Sacramento Kings actually do a very, very good job at restricting points, rebs, and assists to the point guard position. So that is a big, big reason why we do very much like the under for this situation here. When it comes to someone like Collin Sexton, he is a fantastic player, but on top of everything else, what we also do see is that when it comes to Sacramento Kings, they really do focus on point guards, restricting them as much as possible. And when it comes to Collin Sexton, he doesn't have the highest usage rate in assists, doesn't have the highest usage rate in the rebounds, or even has the highest usage rate in also points as well. So that is a big, big reason why I think it will affect him and why we do like the under for this situation here. Although Kings and Jazz are both pretty, decently paced teams, we still think that the pace is probably going to be normal. We're going to get a similar amount of volume from someone like Collin Sexton, but since Kings do a great job at defending point guards, we definitely see him going on the under. So that's a big, big reason why. So because of that, I definitely would keep an eye out for the under for his line. But like I always mentioned, keep an eye out for the line first. If it is too close to his averages, definitely look to go on the under. So I think there'll be a lot of great value there. So guys, if you do want to win more bets and win more money, don't forget to join our exclusive Discord group by signing up to our Patreon. Should be linked down below in the description, or you can also find it in the pinned comment down below. Once you join, you'll have complete access to the Discord. You can start winning more bets and win more money today. So guys, I'll see you over there, and I'll see you soon. Peace.